Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I am here to share with you a flip through of a prayer journal that is going up in my Etsy shop today. When this video posts, this journal will be listed in my Etsy shop, so that link will be down below for anyone who's interested. So let me get into it. I am in love with this fabric. This is some vintage fabric that I have had in my stash for a while now. Of course, the mail truck is driving by when I'm filming this video, of course. But yes, I am in love with this fabric and I made some covers out of it recently. I am planning to make a journal like this for myself, but I can never just make one at a time. So I finished the one for my shop first. This is just a wraparound closure here. Again, some vintage fabric. Just opens up like so. And here is the cover. Man, I love it so much. And it's a nice heavy fabric with just so much detail. This journal is 2 signatures. It's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. And just to let you know the size here, it is 9 inches tall and I would say 5 3/4 inches wide. And the width of the journal itself, I mean, it's really like 2.5 to 3 inches. 2 inches at the spine, maybe. It's a chunky journal. I've put a lot of things in here. I've had a lot of fun with this one. But if you go to use it and it's too chunky, there's definitely a lot of elements that you can take out and add back in as you go along in the journal. So like I mentioned, this is a prayer journal. It has 60 pages, 15 pieces of paper per signature, which makes 30, which makes 60 pages, plus a lot of other added writing spots throughout the book. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through here. This is a vintage library card and pocket that I've had in my stash for a while now. It came from an old church library. So I left that plain so that you could do whatever you wanted to with that. Another thing that I used in this collection is the new digital kit that is a collab between Artie Mays and Tracy Fox here on YouTube. I'll link both of them down below. They're doing some fun things with this digital kit right now. It is like an herb nature kit. I loved the images and I wanted to play around with it. But then again, for me, I'm using it as a prayer journal, so I did some altering to it just to give it more of a prayer journal feel. But that is what this kit is. There are some other kits that I use along the way that I'll share with you, but this is a paper tag from that kit. I added some tea stain paper to the back, just stapled some lace. I stamped this on some coffee stained handmade paper. So that's what that is. This is a piece of scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. I just stitched that tag on there to make a tuck. And then this word kit actually came from My Porch Prints. And I used quite a few of those words throughout the journal as well. So then here, tucked into the front pocket, these are 2 cards from Tsunami Rose, part of her Bible journaling kit, and I just love these. I backed them onto some dyed index cards. And then here on this page, another tag and pocket from that digital kit. Backed it onto some tea stain paper. Added a little, tag at the top, did some stamping, lots of stitching in here, coffee dyed paper. This is a Christian poetry book I have that I love. I love the poetry. It goes through all of the seasons pretty much, and I love the images. So I loved the fact that these pages fit into this journal so perfectly. So that is 1 page. And again, I didn't want to split up this poem, so I actually added 2 pages here. And I added a little paper pocket here with a tag, just did a little collaging with a piece from that kit, as well as some stamping. Then here on the other side of that page, I just added some lace, more coffee dyed papers. I altered and dyed this CD case, another one of those words from My Porch Prints with a die, a little tag die that I cut out and a little cluster down there. And then I created this journaling tag here, some coffee dyed paper on the back. This is yet another digital kit. I loved these papers. This was a boho style kit. Again, I can't remember the name of the shop, but I will link it in the description box down below. I cut out this memory decks card with a metal die that I had in a piece of Prima paper that is, I don't know that that's made anymore. I did a little stamping here, added another one of those dictionary words. And then this is an old piece of ephemera from 1901. Just an old electric receipt. I think that's fun. And then this is another Tracy Fox envelope from another one of her collections. I wanted it to have a nature theme for sure. Some stitching here. This is one of the collage tags that I created in my most recent video. I don't think the second part has posted as this video is coming up, but yeah, that's one of those tags that I made. I just added, you know, some pieces there. A vintage library card catalog, some more tags. This is another little Christian poetry book that I have. I love those, love the images. Coffee dyed notebook paper. This is some book page that comes from Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. I love that book. And I love how there's a little bit of image here and then you have all this room for journaling. Added some lace. Here I hand stamped this I Am on a Joy Journey onto that coffee dyed handmade paper. And again, I would love to have that book page in my journal and to journal on that page. Here's some coffee dyed guest book paper made into a pocket. Another Tracy Fox Artie Mays kit tag. Those are beautiful. This is a fabric flip. I just kept it closed with that little binder clip. Flips up, coffee dyed paper in the back. I love this. This is on a really nice, high quality, old vintage linen, and it is some, what is it, needlepoint work that someone started. They didn't finish it. You can see the little places where they didn't finish it, but it is so beautiful. I love the toadstools. So I thought that was a fun little fabric flip there. Some old graph paper that I coffee dyed. And then, you know, there's some stamping and stitching on the inside. Another one of those Tsunami Rose journaling cards that I put onto an index card. Made a little tuck spot here out of a vintage hemnal on some more of that boho paper from that kit. I will link down below. Some old notebook paper that I dyed. Another Tsunami Rose journaling card. So yes, that's beautiful paper there. A little fun envelope here that I've coffee stained. I made this tag out of an Edith Holden book page. I added that dictionary word from that My Porch Prints kit and just added some vintage lace there at the top. This piece of paper here was from Graphics Fairy. So then here on this side, I just made a little notebook and stapled it in with some scrap papers. There's the other side of that page. And this is an old gin rummy scorecard that I coffee stained. Here is an envelope in the center of the signature. And this is a little fabric tea bag that I had that I coffee stained. I made a little cluster with an old hemnal title. Another tag from the digital kit that I added the My Porch Prints word over the top. So then here on the envelope, For the closure, I just added this little piece of fabric to keep it closed, and you could just, you know, lift it up and add what you want to the envelope. You could make it more permanent if you wanted to. A couple little tags there that I stamped the word joy on. This is an old piece of curtain, and I added some vintage trim to the top with another tag from the kit. I just did some stamping there and covered up some words about the herbs that were up there. Here on this page, I just added another little collage tag that I created. Some more of that fun boho digital kit there. Here's the other side of that graph paper. Just did some stamping and added one of those words there. Clipped onto the side is an envelope from that digital kit. I just lined it with some old graph paper and added a stamped phrase from that handmade paper. Here I just used a piece of boho trim to create a little pocket, another little tag from that digital kit that I added some words to. And I love all of the ringed coffee stained paper in this journal. Oh, there is a little feather charm clipped here on the side. Another one of those Janet Marsh book pages. Some coffee stained paper. The other side of that poetry book page. Here I just did some lined stamping, lots of stitching, and some more stamping at the top. This is a graphics fairy image that I printed on some vellum, just a little spot for some journaling there. Here on this page, I added these 3 little bags, did lots of stamping, and then created some fun little tags. This pocket is folded up and there's some tags added, you know, a little "You Are My Strength" stamp, and this came from that digital kit as well. And then here's the other sides of those pages. The other 2 poetry book pages. Beautiful coffee staining. This is a tag that I made out of an old hymnal. Added a little cluster and some ribbons there. Some stamping on the book page. End of the first signature, I just added another Tsunami Rose journaling card that I stitched some coffee dyed paper. Added it to this glassine bag that I've coffee stained and stamped. Another little Artie Mae's Tracy Fox pocket and tag here. Okay, and then the second signature, added some lace. Here's a little garment pin, and it has a little cross hanging from it. Another vintage library card catalog pocket. I added a couple little pieces down here. This one was Where Angels Walk. Another Artie Mae's Tracy Fox tag tucked in there, and a Tsunami Rose journaling spot. Another book page from Nature Diary, and I just hand stamped that hope on that handmade paper. Here's another CD pocket. This is a mini CD pocket, and I used one of those Tsunami Rose journaling cards. I love the way that framed verse shows through that window. I thought that was great. So I just added a little cluster here at the bottom and some lines for journaling. More stamping. This is a piece of vellum that boho paper is printed on. Another poetry book page with some lace glued onto that side, some coffee stained old notebook paper. Here's another little pocket I've done a little clustering on. One of those dictionary words added to some coffee stained vellum, and another tag from the kit. This was a fun piece of ephemera I got off of Graphics Fairy, and I thought lion coffee. I thought, you know, the whole lion, that's appropriate for a prayer journal, even if it's about coffee. But I backed it with some coffee stained handmade paper, so that's a lot of fun. Here's some old graph paper, another one of those poetry pages, little fabric cluster there, another Graphics Fairy image that I printed on vellum, and then I printed this Graphics Fairy image on some gold parchment that I had in my stash. So it makes a fun little journaling card, and it actually looks like a postcard, so that's fun. Little Target seed envelope, I just added a little cluster here. Did some stamping on that handmade paper. And then on the inside, I just tucked away this old vintage seed label that you can use somewhere. I just wanted to keep it safe. A little Tim Holtz pocket that I've added a bunch of things to. A couple of Tracy Fox's little cards. Here's a mini envelope from some paper collection. I did add a real butterfly tea card. Yeah, I think it's a tea card and not a cigarette card. But anyway, a vintage tea card is tucked in there, and then just a little tag that I cut out and added the word hope to. Here's the center of the second signature. I just did some stamping, added some butterflies to those strings. Here's another tag that I collaged and created. A couple pieces of ephemera stitched onto some graph paper there. This is a pocket from that digital kit. I still need to add a tag to that, which I will do. Here's another garment pin with a little gold heart clipped onto it. This is a vintage payment envelope for vintage offering envelopes. I don't have any more of the offering envelopes, but I did have this little payment one. 25 cents for a box of offering envelopes. And I do remember that those were like from the 50s, so that's fun. I love this pocket. This is an envelope that I've just created a little pocket out of. It's held closed with a paper clip. Did some collaging here on the front with some more stamping. Open it up and there's all these little pockets. So here on this side, I added a tag from the kit. This is an envelope that I didn't finish. I will be finishing this. It's going to get inked up and it's going to be a journaling spot. Something you can write in. Another little tag tucked down here. Tag from the kit tucked here. Tsunami Rose journaling card. And then here in the back, I've added another Tracy Fox Artie Mays tag. See, I love all of the little tucks that I was able to get out of that envelope. That's fun. And then here, some more stamping, another poetry book page. Did some stamping on the back of that old graph paper. Another tag and pocket from that digital kit. Stitched that invoice paper down to make a little tuck and added these tags. Another Memory Decks card here that I cut out and made a pocket out of with another hemnal tag. Back of that old notebook paper and the poetry page. Here's that tracing paper page that I printed that paper on. Some old graph paper. I added some lace and some stamps. It folds out and there's a little tuck back here with another little tag. Another little cluster that I made. Two papers, the book page. And then here on the back, I just used this envelope to make a little tag window with this beautiful image. I think I got this from the Graphics Fairy as well. And I just backed it with some coffee stained lined paper. And then back at the journal. So that is the little prayer journal that I've been working on. I've had so much fun making this. It is everything that I love. It feels good. It's squishy. It has that sound. So yes, like I said, this will be linked. The link to my Etsy shop will be down below. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I hope that you enjoyed. I feel like so much has happened since I have been able to catch up with you all. I'm going to have to film a video. Thank you to those of you who followed me again on Instagram after I have shared that my account got hacked. I got hacked really bad, you guys, and they really were attempting to ruin me in a lot of ways, but yeah, I didn't notice any activity today. It's been an ongoing problem with different websites and stuff. But my new Instagram name will be in the description box down below. My old account, I think you still might be able to see me, but it's basically the account doesn't exist. They deleted my account and all of my photos and all of my precious photos and attachment to you guys. So my new Instagram is down below. The Facebook group is down below. I need to create a new Facebook account as well for myself because that was ruined and sabotaged. So it's just been really fun here for me the last 5 days or so dealing with all of that emotionally. So anyway, thank you to all of you who caught that. If you didn't, please go follow me on Instagram and let's be friends again because I just feel very violated, you know? But anyway, I'm going to talk more about that in a different video, I think. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.